Welcome to the Cryptonaut podcast. I am Mark Storrs, and with me as always is...
Chris Carcasses.
And...
Robo. Wow. Rob Morphy.
Yeah.
I try... Every time we do this for the last 190-something episodes, we're almost at episode 200.
Oh my God, we are too. That's fucking weird.
In my mind, though, I think I'm going to do a different intro every time, and I'm just going to be like, hey guys, what's going on? Mark here, Cryptonaut Podcast with Rob and Chris, and I never do it, and I don't think I'll ever do it. I'm trapped.
You just did it,
You
though.
threaten yourself in your mind.
Yes, I do.
And then you chicken out yourself to yourself.
I have a whole thing built in my head, and then I
What's
get here.
holding you back? Because I think that would be fine.
I don't know.
It's pretty weird.
I'm holding myself back.
Do you just want to do it?
I'm holding myself back from myself.
Dude, you can't be your own beaver dam. I had a poster that said that once. No, I didn't.
Did you?
I was going to say, what?
But it'd be fucking awesome if
What
I
the
did.
fuck was on that poster?
What picture is "Don't be your own beaver dam" and it's just like a beaver and he's just like doing that?
It'd be funny if it was just like a cobra, a felt cobra, and it was like, "Don't be your own beaver dam." You'd be like, "Why does this exist?"
Why,
Dude, I love carny
'Cause you
black
get- 'cause
light
you got it in
fucking
the
black velvet
Italian
paint.
vest.
It's like
Oh,
why?
yeah.
Why is this venomous cobra telling me not to be my own beaver dam?
Why is he looking at himself in a fucking Motley Crue mirror in a black velvet painting? Because it's the ultimate carnival
He's got
artifact.
sunglasses on. Sweet cobra with sunglasses on, telling you not to damn yourself.
I don't know about you guys. I don't listen to cobras.
No?
No, not at all. I don't.
There it is.
I don't listen to them.
That's your
Yeah,
loss.
that's
buddy.
your
There it
problem.
is.
I know.
Yeah.
Gave me some good fucking advice.
Cobra
almost
advice,
choked.
really? Wow.
Cobra
If I could go into a Cobra Commander voice, I would, but I cannot. Thank you all so very much for joining us. Patreon is the thing we do. Thank you all so very much to everyone that supports us over there. Robert, we have some shout outs.
Fucking A, we do.
do 'em.
And thank you again to everyone that supports us and everyone just fucking listens. You
Oh,
know, because
yeah.
we don't always have the ducats to do this. We love you too.
Robert, let's kick it off with...
Mr. Smaga,
thank you so much, Mr. Smaga.
Kev Squatch, and Moth Mandy.
Oh, shit. Thank you both so very
the
much.
power couple of the paranormal world.
I love it.
Adam Llewellyn.
Hell yeah, Adam. What up?
And thank you for the pronunciation fucking protocols.
Yes.
Adam, you did right.
Thank you so much.
Lauren Garms.
Hell yeah, Lauren.
Echo Lawrence. That's a fucking. That's the name of like a 60s
No.
spy fucking book series.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Harry Paratestes.
Mr. Paratestes,
Yeah.
Harry Paratestes, thank you for your
Subtlety.
subtlety and your continued contribution where you change your name. We appreciate it. Thank you. We have more of, I believe, they're coming up at some point. So continuing on.
Bless him. Samantha O'Keefe.
Hell yeah, Samantha. Thank you.
Brienne.
Brian, what up?
Regis Jansen.
Hell yeah, Regis.
Hector Ayala.
Yeah, Hector, thank you so much.
Nick Chetek.
Hell yeah, Nick.
Rob motherfucking Hennings.
Fucking
Oh, shit.
motherfucking Rob, what up?
Joe Paisano.
Thank you, Joe.
Eric Sinis.
Eric, actually, Eric's been a listener for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy shit,
definitely.
Yeah. Is he on our Patreon too? I think he might be.
Well, he is
Definitely
now.
Facebook. Oh wait, yeah, duh, he is on our Patreon.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Wow. So what happens when you don't listen to the Cobra?
I thought he was on the. I thought he was already on the Discord. I fucked up.
Don't graduate.
Eric, I graduated.
Yeah.
I almost didn't. Eric,
Not
thank you
from Cobra
thank
School.
you so much.
RoboCop Tulpa.
Fuck yeah,
That's a
RoboCop
fascinating thought.
Tulpa. Yeah.
Wilma Dickfit. Miss
Well-
Dickfit, I got to say, thank you for your support. You've always been
Yeah.
there. Honestly, you're a saint among patrons, and thank
I mean,
you.
it's one word. It could be the last name.
It could be.
You're right.
It could be like Billy Wilmidicfit. Wilmidicfit. It's hard to tell anymore.
Wilma Dickfit.
I mean, I think at this point you got us. I don't think there's anything else to say. Thank you for your Patreon contribution. Thank you for getting us. Yes. Continuing.
Clintil Bean.
Thank you so
Let me say it
much.
again. Clintil Bean. You get a double shot just because fucking A right with that first name.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Randy.
Oh, Randy.
Oh,
I
good
like
old
it.
Randy.
Fuck yeah, Randy. I got a couple. I used to hang out with a couple dudes named Randy.
Yeah, they're always fucking
Yeah, I
wild
know
as
Randy.
shit.
I've never met one that wasn't wild.
Yeah, I've never met one that was like mild mannered.
No.
Co-chilling with everything.
No.
No.
We're definitely going to be in some field cars doing some fucked up shit.
Absolutely.
A lot of booze.
Hannah Poole.
Hell yeah, Hannah.
And we're going to round this up with Evan Miller.
Thank you so much,
Yay.
Evan Miller. Thank you all
One
to
and
everyone
all.
that contributes over there at patreon.com/Cryptonaut Podcast. Check that out. Okay, so before we get started, actually, we have a very special Discord shout out going out to one of our very own Discord members. So, Robert, let's do this.
Let's do this. Here's the message. Courtney, we're all so proud of you and how much you've overcome since we've known you. Happy 1-year anniversary of the day you started living your authentic best life. Loads of love from your Discord beans.
Oh,
Perfect.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah, fucking awesome, Courtney.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Court,
awesome
do it.
Discord beans. I mean,
Shit.
good on all you motherfuckers.
We have such an awesome fucking Discord community of people over there. They're also like, they're just cool and supportive and awesome folks that.
No, if you're
like,
a patron,
it's
you're
dope.
doing yourself a disservice if you're not on the Discord.
Yeah, I think she is on the Facebook as well.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, and
Yes.
they're doing good work there too.
Yes, they are. The Discord and the Facebook groups, both holding that down. Also, too, real quick, another Discord announcement that I have here. When you sign up for our Patreon and you're going to, you get your Discord role, some people are having problems connecting it up. In the email that you get on the sign up, it should give you a link to connect your Discord role from, your login, but you have to have a Discord account first. So if you don't have one, create one, then you can link it together. If it gets all fucked up, just shoot me a message, a DM on Patreon, and I can get you the link for it. It's super simple, but it's just an easy way to get you connected into Discord. It works for everybody.
Word
so
up.
There it is. All right, so this week, this is going to be a gem. We are starting Fuck the Woods, Volume 1.
Fuck the woods.
The secret orgies of Big Cow and the Bunny Man.
There it is.
In 1986, in a psychedelic twist on the most dangerous game, a New England couple entered the lush forests of Maine for a few fun-filled days of hiking and camping, never once imagining that their relaxing getaway would transform into a nightmarish life-or-death ordeal filled with phantom figures, mutilated carcasses, colossal critters, and an armed man clad in outlandishly floppy bunny ears who seemed hell-bent on hunting and perhaps even killing the terrified twosome.
This is a lot.
This sucks.
This, yeah,
Fucking sucks already.
Yeah, this seems like, all right, man, this isn't some new shit we're going down. This is some dark, super dark
That's why I don't go
shit.
camping. Fuck a tent.
Exactly.
Fuck trees.
Thank you.
Not fuck trees. But
No, of course, we all love trees if they
I
stay in
don't.
their proper place.
yeah,
I don't have any trees on my property
they
for
need
that
to learn
reason.
their roles.
Yeah.
Stay where you are.
You know I love trees. And I know they know I love them because of their intelligence. But we're not going there today. What I am going to say is there are a lot of circumstances in which fuck the woods is completely valid.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of nature lovers out there. That's all good and well. But we're gonna deal with this, and this is gonna be not only an example, but volume 1 of why fucking you must be super cautious under these circumstances. And of all things, I stumbled across this story in I think an old college paper. I mentioned it specifically in the article, so it'll be better, called The Daily Egyptian. And it was so brief and so fucking bizarre that I was instantly enthralled.
Yeah.
Awesome. Nice.
And so we're just going to fucking deal with this, and then we'll pick up the pieces when we're done.
Fuck the Woods Volume 1. Robert, let's do this.
For nature lovers, the verdant labyrinths of looming trees, winding rivers, and deep ravines, which make up so many of the world's untamed forests, are Arcadian cathedrals, places of natural reverence and raw beauty unsurpassed by any human-made structure or work of art. Wandering through branch-canopied paths surrounded by the unmitigated majesty of the wild can leave even the most garrulous and jaded of souls in a state of hushed, near reverential awe. But while some see the woods as a sanctuary, a place where one can commune with nature and savor the solitude, others find the forest to be a challenge for the mind and body, an environment that pushes one to their absolute limits and tests their mettle like nowhere else. However one chooses to interpret the forest, one must understand that hidden within these contrasting layers of struggle and solitude lies a genuine threat to their survival. While wandering in the woods, especially alone, there are countless ways that a pleasant day of hiking can devolve into a desperate struggle for survival. Accidents can strike from all sides. A falling branch, a bramble camouflaged burrow, or a loose rock on the edge of a sheer precipice can fracture your skull, snap an ankle, or leave you in a state of incapacitated anguish at the bottom of a steep gorge, all too slowly succumbing to the twin assassins of the ill-prepared trekker, dehydration and exposure. You can tell how much
Stay
I love
inside.
the woods. You can tell.
Stay inside.
Don't do it.
Your house. In the city.
Yeah.
Far
Near a
from the
store
woods.
with street lights.
I found that whenever I'm
And
in the
couches.
Look, whenever I'm in the woods, I'm generally hammered, and I've had no problems.
Yeah,
Because you're generally
hammered.
hammered.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, I'm good.
You explained it all.
Yeah.
Except when you're chasing bears, endangering everyone.
Right.
Never had an issue. I'm good.
Because you're either drunk or high.
Both normally. Normally both. I mean,
One cannot soberly challenge the forest.
I have thus far, and I've won. I've come out on top.
You literally just said you're constantly drunk and high.
Yeah, and I challenge the forest, and I win.
Not soberly. That's what I just said.
Literally, basically saying, I haven't died yet, ergo I'm immortal. You understand the fallacy there, right?
Tomorrow's a new day.
Woods are going to win. Oh, you motherfucker. All right. Yep.
This motherfucker.
But it's not all missteps and poor planning that can ruin a perfectly good day. Depending on one's locale, human beings, particularly those weakened by hunger, fatigue, drunkenness, I'm adding that for you, or injury, can fall prey to any number of apex predators from bears and bobcats to cougars and coyotes. Starving packs of feral dogs have been known to devour people under the right circumstances, and even encounters with allegedly innocuous animals like beaver, deer, and moose can turn lethal, prompting wildlife biologist Jesse Coltrane to utter this immortal sentence to CBS News, quote, "Assume every moose is a serial killer standing in the middle of the trail with a loaded gun," end quote.
Yeah.
To be fair, moose are fucking enormous.
Yeah.
They are.
Well,
So-
they're terrifying when they're run. It's like a train, and you're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck
Well,
just
they're
happened?
old school megafauna. They're
Right.
like the
Yeah.
shit Neanderthal had to deal with
Yeah.
and all sorts of shit. But one of the most fascinating things why I included beaver was there is an account of a fisherman in 2013 who was like an amateur nature photographer, got too close, bitten to death by a fuck-sucking beaver.
Yeah, I'm sure.
death.
Those nasty orange teeth. Like, yeah, but you expect you get bit, it hurts. They got big, giant wood carving
They do.
teeth.
Yeah.
Dude, if they go through
But to death.
if they
That's
go
what
through
I mean. I'm
But if they
like,
go through an artery, you're done.
You're right.
You're just gonna bleed out in like seconds.
I'm not blaming the beaver.
What, like jumped on the carotid?
And I mean,
Oh, the carotid. Beaver v. carotid.
even like your leg where all your fucking arteries and shit are, like you're screwed.
You're right. I'm sure it was a unique circumstance. Beavers are not killing machines, unlike Sasquatch. But I'm just saying,
I don't need no evil beaver. in
there
my
are
life.
dangers in the woods.
Exactly.
And if all of these myriad ways to suffer and die weren't enough to keep any sane person from traipsing around the timberland on their own, there are a host of legends portraying eerie supernatural entities and creepy cryptozoological critters that seem hell-bent on making sure all of those who trespass into their territory never make it out alive. But as frightening as these inherent real-world dangers and spine-tingling tales of Fortean fauna may be, there are those who subscribe to the theory that it is not just what's in the woods that poses a threat to humanity, but the woods themselves that are the true peril.
Danger sticks.
Danger sticks.
Yeah.
What?
Devil leaves. Devil leaves and danger
That's
sticks.
why
Danger
this
sticks.
is why I don't have trees on my property.
Oh, we're gonna break that down at some point.
I'm not getting trees.
Trees are awesome.
No.
Oxygen?
My neighbor has one. It's fine.
Okay.
It's my neighbor's.
You're breathing your neighbor's air.
There's a one tree on my street. That's enough.
But my neighbor passed away, so no one's taking care of the tree. What if the tree dies like she did?
Well, then you're fucked.
Shit.
Water the tree, dude. Respect the tree.
I'm gonna,
What if they one day decide to give the oxygen who they want to?
Oh, could you imagine?
then,
They're like, hey, fuck you, Dad, and your stupid fucking truck.
the truck.
There it
Jesus
was.
Christ. All
Enjoy
right.
your no oxygen.
Well, next week Chris is picking me and Rob up on his e-bike, so there you go. Robert, continue.
These researchers, my friends, theorize that every so often these isolated and impenetrable woodland oases serve as invisible portals through which errant travelers unwittingly slip, leaving behind all the pedestrian dangers of the forest they know, only to find themselves in a strange and surrealistic landscape populated with bizarre beasts and misanthropic miscreants who emerge from the shadows like a fully formed cavalcade of horrors. A grotesque and nihilistic parody of the world they left behind. Sounds hyperbolic,
Fuck's
doesn't
sake.
it?
I mean, this
It
is
does.
Fuck's fucking sake.
this took a huge turn.
Well, because we know,
Dang.
we listed the dangers.
Okay.
Slipping, branches, whatnot. And then, of course, the beaver and the moose.
Yeah.
And now we're getting into a whole other level.
You just did the tales from the dark side slip into the negative.
Yes,
that's what that paragraph was.
But unseen by most. Exactly.
I see what you did there.
It is in this almost unfathomable hellscape that a young couple from Massachusetts, to their shock and chagrin, suddenly found themselves in March of 1986. This account, like so many of the most captivating unexplained cases, is as sparse as it is fascinating. And I only found a handful of articles. And at this point, I'm going to give a mad shout out. I wish I'd done it at the beginning to Adam Benedict.
Oh,
because
shit.
Obviously, he is a guru of research, a phenomenal author, and just a great dude. And he has access to a lot of archives. So when I found out about this story, I'm like, hey, man, can you hook me up with some additional info? And lickety split, he came through.
Dang.
So thank you, Adam.
Dude, Adam Benedict, the Pine Barrens Institute.
And buy his books.
Yeah,
Monsters in Print.
Monsters in Print and Ghosts in Print.
And most recently,
There
exactly. But anyway, big shout out and thank you again for your help.
Hell yeah, Adam.
The initial report was published by the UPI Wire Service on Tuesday, April 1st, 1986. And yes, I did consider the implications of April 1st, but I don't think UPI plays it that way. Under the clearly condescending headline, quote, "Sure, son, just sit down over there, ...
Okay.
Oh, I've never even, I mean, I wasn't like a hardcore journalist, but I've written for papers. I've done a lot of that kind of stuff. How do you get away with this? But whatever. I'm not a fan. The next day, volume 72, number 129 of the Southern Illinois University paper, The Daily Egyptian, which is where I found out about this, ran the story employing the equally patronizing header, "Sure, son, big floppy ears and all." The Pittsburgh Press at least took a stab at being clever with the headline, "Lost Couple Spins a Hair-Raising Tale." And of course, hair spelled like the bunny.
Yeah.
So there it is. But no matter the title, the accounts were obviously published to elicit a chuckle in the serious-minded readership of the respective newspapers. The only problem was that for the couple who had been trapped in the eye of the supernatural storm, the events in question were no laughing matter. According to the UPI, the Maine State Police had issued a report stating that 32-year-old Daniel Kelly of Boston, along with his companion, 32-year-old Donna M. Giocco of Somerville, Massachusetts, were being treated at the Eastern Maine Medical Center in Bangor. Daniel had received a gunshot wound to his leg from a .38 caliber revolver and was reported to be in satisfactory condition, while Donna had been treated for frostbite and was released.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. The pair had been found huddled next to each other in what was presumably a state of shock near a desolate stretch of snow-covered road adjacent to an unidentified lake by a group of ice fishermen on Sunday, March 30th, 1986. The anglers, noting that Daniel was bleeding profusely and Donna was barefoot and suffering from frostbite, immediately abandoned their fishing expedition and sped the shivering twosome to Greenville Hospital, which was located in the tiny town of the same name approximately 30 miles southeast of the locale. Once there, doctors began treating the duo and quickly called in the authorities, not only due to the fact that Daniel had been shot, but also because the frazzled couple claimed to have a crime to report. This crime is where it gets interesting. 39-year-old State Police Corporal Paul T. Davis, who after 23 years as a trooper served in both the Maine Senate and House of Representatives, was dispatched to the scene, whereupon he made an official report quite unlike any other he had ever made before. The perplexed Corporal Davis noted Donna's condition and lack of footwear, later commenting to the UPI stringer, quote, "You don't go barefoot in the woods in northern Maine in March," end quote. It just seems like sound advice.
Yeah.
According to the officer's report, Daniel explained that he and Donna had originally driven to Vermont, only to find that the cabin that they had reserved was already occupied. Although exhausted, the couple were unwilling to give up their weekend plans so easily and decided to pull an all-nighter and head up to Maine, where Daniel owned a small camp on Brasua Lake. I think I pronounced it right. It was at this point that Daniel evidently purchased some over-the-counter stimulants to ensure he stayed awake for the long drive.
Trucker speed.
Okay.
That plays a part.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
we're going to be honest. We're going to incorporate all the facts. We're just going to see where it goes.
All right.
The next morning, the pair arrived at Lake Brasua, and apparently unsure of his exact location, Daniel parked and told Donna to wait in the vehicle while he walked to the lake shore in search of his camp. It's unclear whether Daniel, despite owning property there, was simply unfamiliar with the area or if the trucker speed had begun affecting his judgment. Perhaps something altogether more nebulous was transpiring.
Nothing like speed brain to get you going.
Yeah, no, when you drive all night after being up all day because you got to get there, it does affect the mind, undeniably. Due to the fact that the couple was discovered at an unnamed lake some 15 miles away from Brasua, Corporal Davis was certain that Daniel had simply been in the wrong place from square one. But the hellish cat-and-mouse odyssey the pair would endure over the course of the next 24 hours might well have taken them on the near 20-mile journey of survival. Whatever the case may be, the couple's nightmare began when Daniel, unable to find his cabin, returned to the car only to find Donna in a state of panic. The frightened Donna stammered that no sooner than Daniel was out of sight, quote, several armed men had approached the vehicle and robbed her of $20. End quote.
Okay.
$20.
$20.
Okay. All right. Weird.
I mean, 86, $20, which, I mean, I remember getting $20 in 86, and it still doesn't seem like it's that life and death, but armed robbers always suck.
Yeah, but a group of several armed men. Okay. All right. Well,
And maybe they would have robbed her of everything and done worse. Thankfully, they didn't, but she had $20 on her.
That's fucked up.
Livid, Daniel jumped behind the wheel and slammed on the accelerator, barreling down an old logging road that the armed thieves had vanished down just moments before. In a classic example of Murphy's Law, his auto somehow got stuck on the unpaved road, and it slowly dawned on the duo that they were trapped in the middle of a vast forest with no vehicle and no weapons, not far from a group of dangerous criminals. Realizing that they had no choice in the matter, the couple began walking back toward the main road. But no matter how much progress they made, it seemed as if the woods were closing in, swallowing them deeper and deeper into its umbrageous timber maw. It was at this point that Daniel and Donna stumbled into a killing field. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, I don't want to jump the gun here, so please continue.
For as far as their eyes could see, the forest floor was littered with mutilated animal carcasses. The grisly sight and fetid smells of rotting offal must have been near overwhelming as the pair cautiously stepped over the decaying, maggot-filled remnants. Strangely, the bulk of this massacre did not consist of wildlife, but domestic animals including pigs, chickens, and cats.
I mean, this is like the beginning of every horror movie, sort of.
Well, this is like David Lynch in his prime, collaborating with Tobe Hooper.
All right,
True. It's rustic woodland and
it's a little weird.
insane.
I mean, so not every horror movie, but a couple.
No, if you're walking just through the fucking woods, and you see some dead animals, you always find a carcass, a deer carcass or something, and you're always like, oh yeah, it's fucking the woods. It's the Darwinian
But this is like Leatherface's backyard
just
with animals.
Massacre.
Yeah, like farm animals.
Like some look like they've
carcasses.
exploded. Some apparently have been cut up. It's just a shit show of fucking
This is
carnage.
not a way to spend your weekend.
It's
when
not.
you're
It's not what you planned.
It's not
No.
optimal.
When you're
No.
going to Vermont and you expect that cabin to be yours, that's going to be a good time. When you pull an all-nighter and drive to fucking Maine and you're on the trail of flesh and blood and regret.
Okay.
After getting robbed of your sweet $20, you need it for fucking gas, and you know goddamn well you did.
You need it for more speed. don't turn this into something that it ain't.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was the whimsy of the child in me that wanted me to believe that it was for Twinkies and gas. Either way, almost as proof that Daniel and Donna had left reality as they knew it and wandered into a living nightmare, that the couple came across the strangest remains yet. Lying among the concourse of putrid flesh was an incredibly colossal carcass that Corporal Davis described, based on the couple's testimony, as, quote, one great big giant brown or black cow. And the way it gets described, it's not just an inordinately large cow. It's elephantine. It is a massive, unnaturally huge, big-ass cow.
Okay.
Dead, like the rest.
Okay.
But like, I don't know how you became this way. Some food of the gods type shit.
All right. Weird.
As if the ill-omened partners weren't already consumed by fear, it was then that they noticed a shadowy male figure following them from a distance. The hulking man appeared to be a hunter, as he was armed and seemed to be conversing with someone via a walkie-talkie. But far and away his most striking feature was the pair of eerily absurd, floppy bunny ears that he wore on his head.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What is happening?
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, this is all right. Well,
A proto Luis Belcher just fucking around in the forest. I don't know. It's weird, and that's part of why I delayed
Yeah, this is definitely a Twin Peaks episode.
Oh, 100%. It's likely that Daniel was still grasping onto the increasingly vain hope that he'd finally recognized the terrain and that he and Donna might make it to the safety of his cabin. But if anything, the more they trudged through the bloody hunks of bone and animal organs, the less familiar everything became. Abruptly, the ghastly carnage gave way to an even more surreal scene, as the duo suddenly found themselves surrounded by strange people who seemed to be randomly milling around the forest. So after your your bloodbath, you're just seeing random
people walking
fuckballs
around.
just walking around, just in no particular direction or anything, just meandering.
just turn into like Midsummer real quick.
I was going to say
Is that what it-
pagans.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? All right, well. All right.
Everywhere Donna looked, the seemingly fiendish figures amassed. Some wandered through the shrubs, others languished on diaphanous sheets that were randomly splayed out over the gnarled roots and duff of the forest floor. So it's like weird white sheet picnics, I guess.
Okay.
Still others affected vampire-like poses, hanging upside down off the twisted limbs of the towering trees.
I mean,
This guy bought something that was not speed.
Now, we all know, like diabetes, we absolutely cannot take drugs off the table, but we have to bear one thing in mind.
Okay.
It's two people.
okay. All right.
So I agree, and we're
Yeah.
going to talk about this, but we'll see.
What's up with the cool vampires? Well, I don't want
Maybe.
I don't want to.
Maybe they're not. We don't know.
Okay. Well, they're hanging upside down like vampires. Fucking Lost Boys. All right.
Yeah, Mark.
Fucking Lost Boys.
This parade of freaky forest dwellers was quite unlike anything these avid hikers had ever seen before, or hoped to see again. Some believe that the couple stumbled across one of the legendary homeless communities said to dwell in the depths of the New England woods. Others suggest that Donna and Daniel had blundered across a phantom parade of the restless dead.
Whoa. What the fuck is that?
Like just ghosts,
Just
like
yeah.
random, like
Haunted forest, like in Japan, whatever.
exactly, like the Suicide Forest Japan, or even I guess cinematic analogy would be like the Hong Kong hopping vampire movies, where some places the ghosts, be it a cemetery or whatever, at a certain point in time they're just up, or Day of the Dead in Mexico even, except
cool.
more tangible.
All right. Well, fucking bad time to be there.
Still others believe that the pair were given the rare, if terrifying, privilege of seeing the oft-ethereal elementals in the flesh, so to speak. And there are those who are just as convinced that the couple slipped the surly bonds of Earth to encounter bizarre beings from another dimension.
Ooh.
If indeed these Massachusetts natives had any opinion on the matter, then it went sadly unrecorded. So I don't know. I have no idea what they thought, but it's what they reported.
Huh.
Whatever the origins of this disconcerting, tree-dangling proto-flash mob may have been, as Daniel and Donna made their way through the Thoreauvian throng, they noticed that the pistol-packing bunny man was creeping ever closer. In an effort to throw their caniculus-clad stalker off the trail, the pair slipped through the doors of a large lakefront warehouse that seemed to appear out of nowhere and looked wildly out of place in these rustic environs. So let's just set the...
All right.
So what are we going to do now? Oh, look, there's a giant warehouse we didn't see.
There's a big box. It is
massive
Lynch. It is Lynch as fuck. It's just
What is
or
happening?
early Cronenberg, maybe. It's you're just
So-
first it's the trail of carcasses, then it's
Right.
the behemoth dead cow. Bunny Man's just constantly on the prowl.
So if
then
you-
it's the weird fuckalls and the tree danglers, and now you're at the warehouse by the lake.
This could be Jodorowsky, too, now that I think
oh
about
yeah.
it.
actually-
Oh my god, that's
Now-
probably the
now
most
that I'm
apt
thinking
analogy.
about
This
it.
could definitely be.
Because he did sprawling epics. Like Lynch's early films were very intimate and
Yeah, no,
weird.
this to me looks like there's big.
It's big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's El Topo-esque.
Views.
Or,
Yeah.
or even Holy Mountain. You're absolutely right with that.
Yeah.
And if anyone was to make this movie, Jodorowsky would be the one.
Jodorowsky, yeah. So it's
Silencio.
I was going to say
Silencio.
If you've not seen Jodorowsky's Dune, check it out. Holy shit.
Immediately.
It's fucking amazing. I wish the fuck he would have made it, but he didn't. Anyway, real quick. Side note, not to digress too much here, but creepy bunny guys happening. At what point are you like, what the fuck?
At every point,
Like,
you're
what are you doing?
what the fuck?
Like, hi. What's going on? What's your fucking bag? What's your damage, dude? Or do you even like grab one of these
What's your
hanging...
damage?
That's amazing. It is 1986, so you
even-
channeled it perfectly.
Even
Right.
just like grab, like if you're walking through all these people, couldn't you be like, hey, upside down vampire guy could be naked, dinky balls everywhere, but like, what's up with this fucking dude?
Absolutely.
Like, no one at any point is like, what is this guy's deal?
And again, I go back to the line I wrote earlier. Like so many fascinating cases, as sparse as it is intriguing.
Yeah.
Like I literally had like 4 paragraphs in a newspaper story.
Okay. All right.
2 were short. One was a tiny bit longer. I give it to the Egyptian Daily again. God bless them. A college paper that really went and gave it their fucking college all. But that having been said, this is something I desperately would love to do a follow-up.
Okay.
I
Yeah, for
believe
sure.
Daniel has expired.
it sucks.
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
I believe I've tracked down Donna.
Oh,
I
really?
haven't personally contacted her yet, and I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm almost positive. Corporal Davis is accessible to some degree. I mean, he's a politician now, so I will probably not even probably.
our
I
first
will
political podcast.
I will follow up on
Okay.
this,
All
and
right.
I expect to hear very dismissive views from Corporal Davis as expected.
Well, yeah.
But I would be very interested if and by the way, if it's the right person, I think it is. It was Donna Kelly, formerly Donna Giocco.
Okay.
So at least they got married at some point, apparently.
All right. Well, there's a happy ending. Maybe not.
We don't know.
Okay.
All right. But the point is this. You're trying to camp. Your car breaks down. Your girl gets robbed. You're wandering through the woods. And like you're saying, at what point, this is the question I would ask, just like you, Mark, the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like, if I see people rolling around on sheets on the forest floor and dangling, I'm going to be like, hey, what's the deal, A, with all the fucking dead fucking pigs and shit? And,
Right.
and B, what's the deal with Bunnyman?
Yeah.
Because he's fucking freaking me the fuck
Yeah,
out.
I feel like they're just trying to make progress
Exactly.
forward. They're not going to stop. They're just like, all right, let's just fucking go. Yeah.
Okay.
And now we're at the warehouse by the lake.
Okay.
Once inside the confines of the structure, it probably took a few moments before the pursued partner's eyes adjusted to the darkness within. So it's likely that Donna and Daniel were able to smell the acrid scent of sweat and hear the breathy moans and wavering gasps seconds before they could see it. In fact, even after their pupils dilated, it's likely they were more confused than ever because, despite the orgiastic soundscape that had enveloped them, they were evidently the only ones in the room.
Whoa, the invisible orgy.
This really is the
Discord.
pagans.
All right. Yeah. Cool.
That's when something above them caught their eye.
Oh, not invisible orgy.
And the couple glanced up to see scads of people engaging in sexual intercourse atop the warehouse rafters.
The pagans.
It's a weird place to bang, though.
It's
Like,
dangerous.
In the
Are you
rafters?
strapped in? Do you fucking have harnesses?
Are you strapped in? You strapped on? What are you doing,
I gotta tell you,
dude?
that building is not insured for this.
No. Fuck. Just banging in the rafters, banging it out.
Banging the rafters.
Totally. The logistics behind this gravity-defying debauchery were never fully illustrated, nor were Daniel or Donna's reactions to the seemingly supernatural Saturnalia. But suffice it to say, whether they were repulsed, aroused, scared, or simply bemused by the Dionysian display above them, the couple decided that the dubious safety to be found within the walls of this salacious structure would be fleeting at best. Or maybe they instinctively realized that this raunchy respite was little more than a paranormal honey trap designed to lure them into the bunny man's nefarious grasp. Nothing to distract you like an orgy in the roof.
Yeah. Let's
Just
go.
saying.
Look.
Like,
They're
hey,
all
what's going
banging.
on? Yeah.
Why don't we just do that?
What's going on?
Let's
This seems pleasant.
I mean, it's a weird 69.
It's weird everything.
I mean, but that especially, you're just gonna be like, hey, let's go up there and do it.
And you know what?
then there you go.
This is the unknown. This is the unsung tragedy of this. Splinters everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Ass full of fucking slivers.
Ass full of slivers, yeah.
Every time.
Get you every goddamn time.
No fuckers. Either way, the young lovers, I'm talking about Daniel and Donna here, did not linger in the warehouse very long.
Smart move.
Yeah. When asked by a reporter if he knew of any such warehouses of ill repute, Corporal Davis cagily replied, quote, "I can tell you there ain't many warehouses on Pursuit Lake."
Fair enough.
And that's true, I'm sure.
All right.
Once outside, the couple continued to play mouse to the bunny man's cat and wound their way through the woods in an ever-escalating state of panic until they found themselves to be, quite literally, caught in the stalker's crosshairs. How and when the rabbit-eared huntsman managed to track them down was curiously neglected in the published reports, but what is known is that he, for whatever reason, forced Donna to remove her shoes and then shot fucking Daniel in the leg.
Oh.
Oh, really?
That's how they called it up.
That's how that happened?
He finally caught up to him. He's like, shoes off. So she's fucked up.
Right. Takes the shoes off. And
Yeah.
then just
And
shoots Daniel in the
then
leg.
shoots him.
Yeah. Pops a 38 slug in Daniel's leg.
That's part of the spell, I guess.
No doubt.
Okay.
Although there's no way to know what the bunny man's agenda was, if indeed he had any agenda at all, it seems as if he was less concerned with killing the couple and more taken up with slowing them. Stealing shoes and wounding legs looks to be more about impeding progress than eliminating an enemy. Though why he would want to do this is anyone's guess. And that's the truth. But all I could think, I'm trying to be objective. I'm trying to think, what would a police investigator or a good newspaper reporter do? I'm like, he shoots dude in the leg. He takes her shoes off. Maybe he's just too chivalrous to shoot a lady in the leg. I don't know. But all I know is that it seems to be only to slow them.
Yeah,
And he's been hunting them this whole time. Like it's hard to portray it the right way. Like if this was done as a good movie, you'd just see constant stalking and madness, and it would really unfold like one of those nightmarish mid-70s, art horror films like Suspiria, but like I guess with more of a weird drive.
Yeah.
And so he catches them and then just makes it harder for them to move.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That's
It
weird.
is really weird.
Strange.
Yeah. How seriously the state police took Donna and Daniel's dumbfounding report is unknown, but they did their due diligence, sending out police, game warden, and airplane pilots to search the woods in an effort to find a bunny man, a behemoth bovine, and a roving band of sinister cybridics allegedly hanging in the trees and organizing orgies in a transient brigadoon-like building that was peppered throughout the forests of Maine.
This can't be a hard thing to hunt down. Like
you
can
find the
probably
building.
just,
Well,
you can just go up and be like, I see fucking.
Yeah,
I see fucking.
there's
a
the
toga
giant
party.
warehouse in the middle of the forest.
Well, look at Super Cow.
Done.
Look
and
at how
then-
he's doing.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
a giant whale carcass.
And then you just follow everything back, and you're like, Bob, this is fucked up.
It is fucked
This is
up.
real fucked up. I'm going back home to Mary.
Dave, nope. Bob, fucked.
Well-
Mary's waiting for me.
See you later.
Let's find out what happened.
Not surprisingly, their search came to naught. Save for some clothing that evidently belonged to Daniel and Donna. Corporal Davis told reporters that, quote, we found some of their clothing in the woods, including her boots and socks, end quote. Davis added that, quote, we did find some drugs in their belongings, end quote. Drugs which he later delineated as amphetamines.
Okay.
And that's where it gets dangerous, because that could be anything from fucking meth, and I don't know about mid-'80s meth, but I assume it was
I don't
around.
know either.
Some of that good biker meth.
Or, just plain old fucking gas station trucker speed.
There you
It
go.
could have been
Yeah.
fucking caffeine pills. That's the problem. We don't really understand what it is. I mean, when they say something blanket like that, these guys really could have been strung the fuck out, and obviously that would explain a lot.
Totally.
Not the cohesion of a shared hallucination, but it would explain some fucked up shit. But if it was just like the wake up pills,
Right.
or early ephedrine or whatever to get you through, then I mean,
Right.
we've done plenty of that, and my heart
Right.
regrets
Well,
every bit
so,
of it. But
I
that
mean,
doesn't make you hallucinate usually.
They're also not claiming if they had anything else before this.
Right.
Like, in addition to...
Yes. Like if they bump some rails, fucking hit the devil's lettuce.
They bump some rail.
If they were on the PCP, pretending they could fly through a door and a wall.
Let me
little
just-
bit too much LDS.
Yeah, I was
LDS.
gonna say, acid does not go away quickly.
No.
So
No, you're
and
right.
If you pile amphetamines on top of acid,
If Daniel and
that
Donna
would suck.
dosed because they were planning on hitting that fucking camp in Vermont, and we're
Right.
speculating here, nobody said anything about
That's
LSD,
right.
and they're planning to just trip their balls off and go fishing and do whatever the fuck they do, eat some hot dogs, but the camp is fucking taken over, and so he's like, LSD, trucker speed, or whatever, and let's get to fucking
This
Maine.
time we gotta walk fast. We're gonna trip and walk fast.
Yep. And then people are getting robbed, and then fucking
And
can't
then they
find your
just lived the
camp.
Jodorowsky movie.
Corporal Davis thinks you're at the
They
wrong
stum-
fucking lake.
They
Anyway.
stumbled into the Jodorowsky dimension.
Okay.
It really is the,
All right.
the JD,
Well,
Jodorowsky dimension.
Here we are.
All right. Corporal Davis would go on to speculate, not unreasonably, that the whole bizarre affair was due to nothing more than lack of sleep combined with the consumption of pep pills, resulting in some kind of shared psychosis that caused the couple to, dubious though it may seem, share a truly gonzo hallucination. Davis then claimed that Daniel was, quote, more rational on Monday, end quote, adding that, again, quote, he said he kind of thought he might have shot himself in the leg, end quote.
You know what? Now that I think about it,
Now that I'm a little
I feel like I shot myself.
I feel a little bit better. I think I shot myself, and then I told her to take her boots off to help
Right.
to help fucking my wounds.
I was going to use the sock to wrap
Yeah.
my leg.
Yeah.
But then we were just so high, forgot, and we left.
Okay.
I'm going to take a slightly different tact here.
Okay. All right.
I'm not suggesting that Corporal Davis was lying about this, but this begs the question why it was that Daniel, who'd been speaking to the press himself, had failed to make such an admission, instead relying on the state trooper to do it for him. It's food for thought.
Okay.
I could see, I don't know. I mean, I'm not anti-law enforcement, but I've always had that punk rock streak, and I've always thought, I need to hear it from the source.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I get that.
All right. Well.
We'll leave it there.
Okay.
Whether we're dealing with a drug-induced fantasy, telepathic hallucination, a trans-dimensional slip, demonic activity, or a big cow, a brute with a bunny fetish, and a wandering caravan of acrobatically inclined homeless hedonists, the one thing we can state with certainty is that whatever this is, it's so batshit crazy that even the most outre forteans would be stumped as how to proceed. In this light, it's almost understandable why the United Press International took such a tongue-in-cheek approach to the story, which was pretty much summed up by the first sentence of the article, and this is how it reads, funny. Greenville, Maine. A couple wandering in the Maine woods claimed they were shot at by a man with floppy rabbit ears, saw people hanging upside down in trees, and also found a giant cow, period. Police said it could have been the drugs. End quote.
I mean, it kind of encapsulates it right there.
It sure does.
And know your limits.
But I will say this, again, without mentioning names, and I think we mentioned this before, we all have a dear buddy who, while dosed the fuck out on the LDS, saw a demon. And clearly and emphatically stated that, I know I was tripping my balls off, but said demon was unrelated. I really did see a demon. Now, I've discussed that.
Okay.
You think there could be a correlation, and he gets it. He's smart. He's logical. He's together, and he gets that. But he's like, no, it's just two separate weird fucking things that happen.
Okay, well, I mean,
So, I mean-
he's probably not wrong.
Even if he's got some of the pep pills.
He's probably not
probably
wrong.
not
Well,
wrong.
I mean, I don't know about that case specifically.
No,
but
it's probably not wrong.
I'm
bringing
just
it back to Maine, 1986.
I'm just saying, he's not wrong.
You could be high and also have a paranormal experience.
Exactly. You can be high or drunk and still have weird shit happen to you, and it's not all fucking pink elephants, but when you're on the fucking LDS, shit gets weird.
And police always say it could have been the drugs. That's literally what they fucking tag on every juvenile. Not that 32 is juvenile, but still. All right.
All right, well, 47 could have been the drugs.
Indulge this.
All right.
But what if, for all the patent absurdity of the alleged 24-hour adventure of the possibly hopped up Daniel Kelly and Donna Gioco, what if what happened was real? What if the bunny man and giant cow and rafter orgy all happened just like they claimed? What does this mean for the world as we know it? What do we do when consensus reality becomes invalid and whatever it is, no matter how fucked up it may be, it simply is? As in, just weird shit happened and it fucking happened and we just got to fucking deal with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we all want to. And yes, the fact that drugs play somewhat prominently in the idea of it, at least as placed there by Corporal Davis.
Right.
Then my instinct too, like everyone else say, oh yeah, it's drugs. But a shared hallucination is almost an impossible thought. And to me, the idea that you could slip into another reality that's so much like ours, but just sort of like it's the upside down in Stranger Things or whatever.
Yes.
Like not quite that fucking,
Right.
negative image, dark, but just skewed slightly.
If you're
with
altering
weird woods walkers and,
right, if you're altering your consciousness and maybe you're allowing things to come in or things to come out.
or you're perceiving
Right.
elements of a shared reality, as we've often discussed, where reality is layer upon layer upon layer,
Right.
and maybe elves are in one and centaurs are in another, and who the fuck knows what. And occasionally, if your perceptions allow it, you can engage with these things because we're all occupying the same geographical space, but in different levels and or dimensions.
They got a shit end of the stick with this one.
Oh yeah, they
is,
went into the fucked Jodorowsky
Yeah,
Lynch
this isn't fun.
collaboration dimension
Yeah.
of nightmare.
I'm
no doubt.
still not convinced that they entirely. I mean, it's claiming that they had the same shared thing, but I still think it could be one of those cases where if they are both fucked up, it's like
And they're feeding
and
each other
I saw
story.
the vampire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, remember
The dude hanging from the tree.
Oh,
What about that guy
totally,
fucking
yeah.
on the roof? And the cow. What cow? The big cow. Oh yeah, the
shit,
cow.
yeah, we found that big. Right.
Yeah.
It could be that. It would have been better, really, if you always take the people in 2 separate rooms and get
Always.
separate accounts to get corroboration. Because then it's like,
Well, they were in separate rooms in the sense that the girl had already been, Donna had already been dismissed from the hospital, and Daniel was being treated.
yes, but
she could have been in the
does
hospital
not
room with him.
Right. It does not say any of this was. These are 2 separate accounts that all completely corroborated.
Absolutely. Let me just wrap it up with this one last thought, and then we'll break this down. In his 2017 tome, Horror in the Woods, People Are Being Taken, author and missing persons investigator Stephen Young discussed the lingering unknown horrors that dwell in the forest, writing, quote, "Things can get strange when you're alone in the woods, and something in the woods is taking people. Something unknown that we cannot define. Something that others have had the misfortune to encounter. People snatched soundlessly, never to be seen again, or returned dead. A strange and highly unusual predator. Highly intelligent, very successful, and able to overpower someone in an instant. This is a puzzle, and often a deadly one. People are disappearing in the woods. For those left behind, there is only confusion, fear, panic. The woods will never be the same again," end quote. And while I haven't read any of his books, I hear like David Paulides, missing 411 guy, that he does really interesting work on crazy missing persons. So I throw that in the end just to remind the theme of this, which is fuck the woods.
Which is, the woods.
Fuck the woods.
Volume 1, fuck the woods.
And when I was a kid, I would play, Chris and I had the same back lots. We lived like 2 blocks from each other, even though we didn't know each other's kids. And it was basically like an industrial graveyard that had become overgrown, maybe a couple acres. It wasn't that big, but when I was a kid, it seemed vast.
The chemical factory?
The old World War II munitions chemical factory that
Right.
burned down long before we were born. And so it looked like Mad Max ruins with trees and weird shit growing through it. And I loved it. I would spend days there as a place, where you didn't have to do chores, where bullies couldn't find you if you could duck quick enough. It was good. I loved being in the woods when I was a kid. I loved creeks. I still have a soft spot for all the parks around here, like Fillmore Glen and Watkins Glen. All these glens were Glen fucking ridden up here, and I love it. So I don't really hate nature in that way. But when you go into the deep, dark, impenetrable, mostly unexplored, or at least very rarely traveled hunks of woods, not only, again, as we stated earlier, are there the potential for accidents and super dangerous predators, but I do think that really horrible things can happen, and no one will ever fucking know.
Yeah. Well, especially around, there's a lot of just hilly, it's things that, you could fall in a fucking hole, and you know what I mean? Like, fucking... and I've never seen again.
No,
there's
absolutely.
just all kinds of shit that could happen in the fucking woods.
So addressing all of the things that we know can happen, and even some of the paranormal things, some of like the weird ghosty spirit things. Even though I do think the Japanese suicide forest might be a self-fulfilling prophecy in terms of haunting.
Right.
But other places where maybe some paranormal type things take place, certainly I believe in cryptozoological, in Fortean fauna, as we were talking about earlier. But what if there are places, and they don't necessarily always have to be in woods, but it'd be a great place for it to be hidden, where there are vortices, where you can slip through. One of the things about the story, I think that grabbed me the most, besides its sheer absurdity, which I delight in, is the thought that you might be able to you're going to a place you think but you can't find your cabin.
Right.
Could he have been at the wrong lake, like Corporal Davis suggested? Sure. Could he have
could've.
been high as a kite? Absolutely. Well, almost certainly.
Right.
But you just keep getting dark. It starts with a common robbery, and then a chase, a great mid-'80s chase, but it doesn't go anywhere because your car just breaks down. Then you're walking, and then it's just dead things. And there's this crazy dude with bunny ears following you, and you're like, the fuck is
That's
going on?
where it takes a super weird fucking... The robbery is like, all right, I can see that happening, but then all of a sudden, the killing fields and the weird bunny man,
It's
all right.
transition from a true crime pod.
Right.
which we've never really done. I mean, we hinted at with like Lead Mask and Granger Taylor and others, but that's not what we do. To what the fuck is going on is really actually, it's quick but smooth.
You know, it's funny because locally here, well, it's not local to us. It's a couple of hours away. But Chris and I went up to the Watertown Vortex.
Yes.
Which we actually probably should do a pod on that one day, and maybe talk to some folks that are up there. But when Chris and I went there to check that out many a moon ago, whatever's happening up there, they have like their own like Area 51 or whatever. But actually, there was Chris and
like
I
a military base that's secret.
Well, no, actually, the guy Dullet or whoever the guy was from Watertown, he actually they dubbed Area 51 was called Watertown because he was from Watertown.
Oh,
yeah,
no shit.
But that's why they have their own Area 51 up there.
I had no idea.
When Chris and I actually spoke to this one particular woman up there, she described it as like you're walking along and all of a sudden you're just in a different area. Doesn't happen to everybody. Not everybody experiences it, and it has to do with like ley lines and all kinds of like stuff. But you're literally, she's like, you're just walking along and all of a sudden you slip into a different dimension. Chris and I did not slip a dimension at all.
No, I remember watching the footage. I was almost there with you. Couldn't make it, but fucking, I remember
we did not go like actually into.
No.
Like there was the sign, but then there was like a path.
Yeah, there was a whole path in the back end of it that we didn't go fully back there because if we slipped a dimension, I mean, he had to like tie a rope to me or something. Like, bring me back, Chris. Bring me back.
Walk in the sludge.
Yeah.
There are
like in House, dude. In House, remember with the fucking rope?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then the weird pterodactyl, the shotgun shows up, and he's like,
"That is a weird movie, not a good movie."
Listen,
no,
cinematic
by no means it's a good movie.
But it's not a good movie.
But you know what?
It's
I
awesome.
saw it in like a Saturday matinee as a kid, and I was like, "This was an all right ride."
It's fun.
Also, too locally, I believe it's in Union Springs. There's some woods or something over there that's off the side of the road that you're supposed to like. There's some weird teleportation thing, and like a witch or something up there, which sounds super dope. Like there's a teleporter and a witch.
I didn't know.
There are
none
so
about
there
no
are
witch.
to bring this back.
Things.
A lot of legends, obviously some locally, where places can allow for either time slips. We call them dimensional slips. I don't know. Are they reality slips? Is it a different version of Earth? I'm on it. I always get stammered up because people just easily call them interdimensionals. But it's, is it really a different dimension or is it just a parallel world?
If it's just a different reality, then who knows?
But I really do believe, I mean, and we discussed it somewhat in the epic Mothman fucking ordeal, I mean, Chronicles that we went through. And the idea of window areas where things can kind of traverse back and forth, I do find fascinating from my limited knowledge of physics point of view. And so this is what interests me. If this really did happen, and like some other artists, like the ancient one, maybe Bosch had a terrible psychic ability to slip portals and he saw things he ought not have, or maybe he just had a rich and fertile, terrible imagination when he painted all those hell triptychs.
Yeah.
Maybe some people can go. And then here's my other problem with this, because I spent so much time as a kid walking through the woods. Like, I guess, we hear about people getting caught up with like fairy parties and you dance around a fire and you come back and it's 37 years later and your kid's older than you and that's all fucked up. But at least you had a good time in this other dimension.
Flight of the Navigator.
Got laid, had some fucking, threw back some fucking, a flagon of brew. Is that even a word? What's a flagon?
I don't know.
Christ.
Yeah,
flagon. A horn of mead.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that, yeah.
But to slip into the fucking world that Daniel and Donna apparently did.
Yeah.
A world of just mutilated animals and being stalked by a crazy dude who's communicating with somebody on a fucking walkie-talkie. All of this could be true crime. Like, all of this could have happened. That's the weird part, except for the giant cow. People could kill a lot of animals. A dude in bunny ears can fucking chase you down and shoot you in the goddamn leg. People can fuck in the rafters. Other people can hang upside down and fucking do it. Could have been a traveling carnival. Could have been some one of those weird 90s fucking art groups that are trying to fucking tour with fucking Lollapalooza where they pierce their nipples and dangle 13 feet above a fire. I don't fucking know.
Jane's Addiction fans.
Exactly. It was the fucking, well, it was the 80s, so it was even before that. But if this kind of world exists, that's almost Cenobite-like in its fucking horror. Because you can smell it, you can taste it. It feels terrible.
They slipped into like the Slaughter universe that was adjacent to like the Fuck Hotel.
They slipped into the Cannibal Corpse album cover.
Yes, they did, dude. It was fucking Tomb of the Mutilated. They fucking saw something like, oh shit.
I did not think it was that bad.
Yeah, Tomb of the Mutilated world. Oh, it's weird where everyone's just fucking, Chris Barnes is yelling at everybody, and then Corpse Grinder shows up and he's like, I'm a fucking better singer than you are. And then the guitarist loses his mind in Florida, does a bunch of crazy shit and goes to prison.
There it is.
Well, actually, I don't think he went to prison. I think he's just like, he's on like a relief or whatever. He's got some
That's
problems.
your
completely different
Cannibal
story.
Corpse History Hour
Cannibal
with
Christ.
Mark
Cannibal
Stewart.
Corpse. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, and they got a new guitar player. They're doing fine. I can't wait to see him again on tour.
Hey, I'm always rooting for him.
All right, so Hammered Smash Face aside, devoured by vermin.
What do we think?
I want to live in the weird fucking gore world with the fuck palace or warehouse, whatever you want to call it.
Do you really, though?
I mean, it sounds like it would be interesting. It's just, I'm thinking at this like, and I don't want to blame it on the LDS or the drug-ins.
Yeah, or the PCPs.
Or the PCP-ins. But, unfortunately, I understand that there's two people and they do have the ability to corroborate the story, but I've also been fucked up enough where like I've been with somebody and we're not sharing the same experience, but we're definitely in the same vibe where you're with someone and you're super fucked up. You're in the same vibe. And the next thing you know, you break into fucking water safari in the Adirondacks and you didn't mean to.
Oh, boy.
It's a long story. No property was damaged.
It sounds awesome,
We just
though.
happened to feel like we're fucking doing this.
Did you get wet?
No.
How do you go to water safari and not get wet?
Because it was 2 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
but when
right.
you're in that
Pumps were off.
when you're in that mode,
Yeah.
you've been petting baby bears all day. You've just been drinking beers, eating hot dogs, and that's, you're like, we're going to water safari. Fuck it. This is what we're doing.
Listen, I've hung out with motherfuckers who were dosed to the tits. This is a story that I actually heard secondhand. I probably told, but it was a girl on a roof who was dating one of our good buddies, and people were trying to get her off the roof. She was walking dangerously close to the edge, maybe not suicidally close, but like broken leg height. And they're like, what's going on? She's like, Blue Dog's telling me to sit down and Red Dog's telling me to jump. And her boyfriend was like, listen to Blue Dog.
Yeah.
Listen to Blue Dog. Red Dog really thinks it'll be fun. Red Dog's a fucking liar. So,
yeah, stuff like that.
Holy
so that
shit.
happens. But that usually doesn't happen to two people. And this is in depth. Now, of course, we didn't even mention that. It could be a lie. For whatever reason, though, I can't imagine.
Maybe they fucked up and they pulled a Falkville Metal Man. They're like, we were chased and there's people fucking and dead shit and he shot himself and I got no boots.
Yeah, there could
That's
be
That's a
realistic things. Like they could have literally been so fucking high. They're walking. They saw a couple dead things. They're like flipping out. There's a legitimate hunter that's maybe even trying to make sure they're okay. And I don't know, maybe he's got some fucking headphones on and they see it weird.
Yeah.
They go to a wedding, crash it. It's a weird wedding party and they see white sheets and dangle people. I mean, maybe this was all prosaic and they just were too high to fucking interpret it the right way.
Yeah.
But it really feels like they slipped into a place that is very much like our home world, but just not quite it. Because everything could have happened. People can fuck in a roof. Giant cow really throws me for a loop.
The giant cow's
The
holding
big
you
old
up.
bovine.
It's holding you up.
well,
That's like a break.
Yeah.
Unless it just was a bear.
Well, but a bear is about the size of a cow. I mean,
Wasn't
I
a
don't know how
bear.
that doesn't help though.
I mean, there is large
All right,
animals.
Here it really could be.
Okay.
Like, all right, a carnival is local. Some of them are sleeping in the fucking woods. That's why, the fucking trapeze guys are hanging from trees. Fucking the elephant died. It was mysterious circumstances. No one knew what. They were playing with an M80, blew its trunk off. So they came across a big dead elephant that they had painted brown and black to like hide as camouflage. And its horns were, and I know I said camouflage like an idiot. Its tusks were sticking up. So they thought it was horns. So these really high people saw a dead, semi-hidden fucking carcass of an elephant from a carnival gone real wrong. And they thought it was the giant cow.
Dude, this is a dark episode of the Hardy Boys.
There it
Yeah,
is.
we're bringing it back to the Hardy
The
Boys.
hardiest.
With their machetes.
The Hardly boys.
Oh, Jesus.
Fuckers. Oh.
They did not
I'm
take
just mad at
advice.
him for no reason.
They did not take advice from the Cobra mentioned in the beginning of
Would
this
you-
episode.
Dude, the cobra
Climb to
shows
the
up.
roof and fucking the rafters.
With my wife?
I mean, obviously not. In talking in your younger days.
If I was single?
Yeah.
Probably not, no.
Yeah, no.
Depends
I
how
don't like
dank
heights.
the warehouse was and the
Is
rafters
Is
were.
it stinky and mildewy? Because you're right.
Dank to wear.
Because
Yeah.
if everyone was having fun and the rafters were like really wide and it was like stairs built to go up and no one built stairs
No,
for the
I mean,
rafters.
it's just not my
I'm not going
jam.
to climb a ladder to fucking die to fuck.
I'm not going to climb a ladder to die to fuck.
Cobra advice.
That's exactly.
No, the story of Rob Morphy.
It's true. That should be on my tombstone.
I want to see a listener out there do that book cover because one of our listeners Did a really cool book cover for you.
Oh, yeah, she did.
That's
I
going to be
remember.
the next one. I
That's
don't want
so
to climb
funny.
a ladder to fuck to die.
That's it. That really is. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I'm just even my younger adventurous days. I'm going to say warehouse orgies because you just can't roll up to a warehouse orgy and be like, "This is going to be a great
I
decision."
have definitely
to make.
walked into
There's
places
a lot of
that I
fucking-
knew were going to turn, if not orgy might be strong, but like a minor fuck event, and a lot of times I'm just like, yeah,
that
but
an
it's,
orgy?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many people it takes to make an orgy. If it's six
Yeah,
people,
I
is it
don't
an
know.
orgy?
I mean, I've hung out
I
with
don't know.
some
Yeah,
nasty,
maybe.
like drug houses where someone got a blowjob in the bathroom. And I'm like, I'm out of here.
Oh, that's not.
This is too
that's
much.
not what I'm talking
this
about.
This is too much.
No, I'm talking about like people just getting together after hours and help me find a CD or some dumb ruse to get you in the other room.
All right, listen. Yeah.
Everything else in this room.
I know.
Help me find it.
Can you help me find elbow macaroni? I'm planning on cooking tomorrow. I guess I will follow you
God.
into the kitchen alone. But I'm just saying.
None of us are going to. Well, you guys apparently will, but I'm not. So.
There were no ladders involved, and that's why I felt safe.
Yeah, climbing is not optimal.
No.
Climbing to fuck is never good.
And
as
ass
Rob
splinters.
said.
I say that
Yeah.
again. That's something.
Again, depends on the condition of the warehouse.
Yeah. No, if it's like a brand
I like that
pristine
level.
warehouse.
Like, I was looking at Amazon warehouse. This
And
is looking really
everyone
nice.
seems to be using protection,
I mean,
and everyone seems
that's it.
nice. Then,
Yeah,
maybe
depends on the
Just a
condition.
lot
Anywhere
of-
you are, depends
it's
on the
just-
condition
I
where
mean,
you
if
are.
she's
a lot
really
of
pretty and is like,
variables.
I'd like to just talk to her. We don't even have to do anything, but you're going to do something, and she's not like being overly aggressive about it and weird, and you're like, I might make a friend. And then you're in a clean warehouse with Chris, and things
you've
happen.
made new friends, and you can
And
go
keep
have
the old.
You can go have Sunday things to do.
Dude, I need some fuck beans.
Sunday thing to do. Oh, fuck beans.
Well, there you have it. Cryptonaut podcast. Fuck the Woods Volume 1.
Volume
Thank you
1.
very much,
There's gonna
Rob.
be many.
That is a fucking bizarre story. And you know what? I'm just going to say this, Woods and everything else, whether you're experimenting with drugs, just be safe.
Be safe. Have a friend. Have a sober buddy.
Because this is like shit. Like, if you're not
Yeah.
prepared for this type of shit, like if you're not like pro level fucking whatever, psychedelic astronaut or whatever you want to be, this shit will fuck you up. And it is not going to be a fun time. You are going to possibly shoot yourself in the leg and make your girl take her boots off.
Yeah.
So, like,
You're
just
gonna
keep
get really
that in
cool.
mind.
And you know what you're gonna do? Again, the unsung heroes of this piece, the people that really got fucked. You're gonna screw a couple of ice fishermen out of a fun day they had planned.
Yeah.
They talked to Myrtle and Edna.
Exactly.
And they had their day ready, and they had their thermoses, and they were gonna fucking ice fish the fuck out of this unknown lake. But you know what they had to do? They had to take you to the goddamn Greenville Hospital.
You don't
'Cause you were fucked up.
You don't
I
want to
know.
make somebody babysit you. It's never.
Oh, no.
You're not going to come out of that being like, this is a good idea.
You will never feel good about yourself.
This is a good idea.
Though we all have to be there sometimes.
Sometimes, look, we all need a babysitter, but we've also all been the babysitter.
Yes,
so
true.
there you have it. Take advice from the Cobra.
Be the babysitter.
Be the
Ben
babysitter.
the babysitter. Talk to the Cobra.
Talk to the Cobra.
The
There it
Cobra
is.
in shades. When he comes to you, you fucking listen.
Shades.
You listen. That
Hoods
is
up,
sage
shades
as
on.
fuck.
Hoods up, shades on. Possible,
Hoods up,
possible
shades
danger, possible danger or knowledge. One of the two.
Oh,
There
it
you
is.
go.
Every time.
Oh, Cryptonaut Podcast, the Instas and the Twitters and the Facebooks. Check us out there. Facebook fan group. What up? Thank you all so very much
You
to
guys
our,
are the
our
best.
folks over there. Hold that down for us. We appreciate that. Instagram, keep them messages coming. I fucking love Instagram so much.
I know.
It's so exciting. It's so cool. If you got anything like if you got like merch, if you got whatever, and you're doing a story, make sure you tag us in it because I love seeing the stories on Instagram.
course, yeah.
It's my favorite shit ever. Like, it's so cool. People are like,
All people's artwork.
dude, their artwork. If
Oh.
you're just going about your daily routine, like you're listening to us, just send us those stories. I love seeing them, and we always resend them back out to everybody. So
Absolutely.
hopefully we'll get you some followers
And
there.
the reviews too, they've been coming in great. You guys have been helping
Yeah.
us so much
The
with
iTunes,
that.
check
you
that
take just a
out.
couple minutes, it helps so much,
Totally.
and
Totally.
it helps me get through dark days. So thank
and
you.
it helps Uncle Bob get through the darkest of
You know
dark
what? It almost
days.
makes me think I can climb a ladder. Almost.
but don't
Not quite.
But don't fuck whatever.
Well,
you
I'm not going to do it to die and fuck.
You might climb 6 steps.
6
in a way.
steps, max.
6? Yeah.
Six. Okay. All right. Fair.
No more
Fair.
than 4 pods.
If it's a new facility,
no more
brand
than
new
6
facility,
steps. Yes.
10.
And if it's like a
Stainless
ship,
steel,
if it's a ship's
smooth.
ladder that has an angle that I
Yeah.
feel a little comfortable with.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Box of rubbers there for you already.
Oh,
There you
absolutely.
go. Yeah.
Safety first, motherfucker.
That's
you go.
part of the architecture of the building.
Box of
Oh,
rubber.
the old
Yeah.
condom warehouse.
the fuck?
Oh, the
Jesus.
dental dams to the left.
Patreon.com/Cryptonaut podcast. Check that out. Thank you everybody over there that supports us. Jump on there. We got all kinds of bonus content happening, going up over there. So be sure to check that out. Also to the Discord, if you're going to sign up for it via the Patreon.
Do it.
Check your email. There's going to be instructions in there on how to connect your tier into or to connect your account into the Patreon, into the Discord server.
There you go.
It sounds confusing. It's actually really not. Just create yourself a Discord account, click the thing, it'll bring you together, everything will work. Hit us up there. Things are going on. Things are fucking dope. Hellerspace.com. Get yourself some fine t-shirts over there.
Absolutely.
And that, I believe, is all of our outros.
It's all.
Is that all we offer at the moment? It is.
For now.
We're going to offer more.
There's more coming up soon.
Exciting stuff.
Oh.
Chris has been a busy beaver.
We've got some
that
video.
hasn't
I
killed
really
anyone in 2013.
The video
you've been working hard. It's awesome.
The video response actually on Patreon was very good. So people were like, "Oh, that's fucking dope! Check that out." So the people are super excited to check that out. So be on the lookout for that, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Fucking just stay home.
Yeah, honestly, at this point,
I'm
Do
getting
your
ready.
fucking drugs at home.
I'm planning all my trips already. Like for like all the we're going to be going to the Adirondacks, possibly to like a different state or something. Oh no, the cats just showed up.
I just see
the wrangled
no.
kitties
That's
are now. Oh, they
hilarious.
love it.
Oh no, they're back. All right.
all
Well,
right, it's
the
kitty
cats
time.
the cats are going to bring us out on this because they're going to jump on everything and ruin it and probably puke on everything. So
Oh no, they're back up.
Oh,
Awesome.
they're adorable.
thank y'all and talking with you soon.
Goodbye. Stay home.
Goodbye.
End it.
Listen to the Cobra.
It's done.
Listen,
to the Cobra.
bear the Cobra's advice and follow.
There you go.
Fuck the ladder. Fuck the woods.